Breaking. DOJ just released 3.5 million pages of Epstein files, says videos, images, evidence. But what did they actually reveal?
The moment has arrived. After years of secrecy, delay, political pressure, and public outrage, the United States Department of Justice has publicly released an unprecedented number of records tied to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, and the world is watching. In a dramatic press briefing, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche announced that the DOJ has now published more than 3.5 million pages of files, including over 2,000 videos and 180,000 images from the notorious Epstein case, marking what officials call a major step toward transparency in one of the most controversial investigations of the past decade. ABC News +1. But make no mistake, this moment is far from simple. Behind those numbers lies a saga of broken deadlines, political infighting, missing pages, redactions, and allegations that the justice system has been both pressured and politicized. The files were released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, a law passed last year that required the DOJ to make every unclassified Epstein-related record public within 30 days of signing. Yet the deadline was missed, and critics from both political parties say the rollout has been chaotic at best. Wikipedia +1. At the heart of today's release, now searchable on the DOJ's own website, are millions of pages spanning decades of investigations, court records, interview notes, emails, and evidence collected by federal prosecutors, the FBI, and multiple U.S. attorneys' offices. Todd Blanche stressed that the review process was enormous, involving hundreds of attorneys who combed through document after document to remove sensitive information that could identify victims, a legally mandated step. But critics argue that massive redactions, missing indexing, and a sluggish process continue to cast doubt on how transparent the release really is. Some independent analysts pointed out that a large number of files are extremely difficult to search or labeled in ways that make them nearly unusable, essentially turning the DOJ portal into a bureaucratic maze rather than a clear glimpse into truth. Others question whether all relevant records have been included, even though Blanche insists that the department complied with the law and that withheld material is limited to legally justified categories like victim privacy and ongoing investigations. The Guardian +1. The public reaction has been explosive. Newsrooms, social platforms, and legal experts have combed through the newly released files seeking revelations, new connections, or names tied to Epstein's network. And while some details, such as crude communications and evidence from intercepted materials, have begun to emerge, nothing in the newly released tranche so far provides a definitive smoking gun linking powerful figures to criminal actions beyond what was already publicly known. Analysts emphasize that context and legal interpretation matter, and headlines that promise sensational exposures typically miss the nuance of how federal evidence is collected and disclosed. AP News. Today's release is historic not because it instantly changes how the public understands Epstein's crimes, but because it finally opens the door to records that were once sealed deep within federal archives. For the first time, journalists, researchers, and ordinary citizens can explore the raw material of one of the most controversial and explosive investigations of our time, and they are already asking, what comes next? Will more discoveries be made? Will lawmakers demand better access? Will victims finally see full justice? These questions remain. What's clear is that the story of the Epstein files is now entering a new chapter, one defined by transparency, scrutiny, and public accountability. CBS News.